So I've been blowing this off for a while now. I'm kind of curious to see what my viewers think. I need to build a NAS for the house again so I can do remote backups because the old one broke and I need more space. And I have 3 different options. 2 of them will require me to not spend money, which is ideal. So I can go the hackjob route. And this is an HP Z440 workstation motherboard with power supply. Cool thing about this is I can use this Rosewill rack chassis, but it is going to be a hack job, so I'm going to have to modify the power supply mounting plate in order to screw it in. I think it'll line up correctly where I'm going to have to drill 3 holes. So one somewhere, oops, point the camera that way. So that one will line up, but I'll have to, or no, I think I was going to line up the bottom corner. Yeah, the bottom corner will line up, and I'll have to drill a hole just under this one, make it bigger basically. I'll need a hole there, and I can screw this down with 3 points of contact. I think I can 3D print a blank I/O shield, and then just figure out a way to open the holes for the various ports. Although I guess really all I need would be a hole for the network jack. So, well, I'd have to cut a hole for the audio jacks as well because they protrude. I'd probably honestly do the USB ports. Even though, this doesn't have 3. I'd have to use a 3.0 to 2.0 adapter so I can use the front USB port. This doesn't even have 2 ports, just 1. So this is going to need some modding. I'm also going to run into another issue where if I don't have the fan shroud installed, I can only use 4 memory slots. Although I'm thinking about using this 128 gig crucial memory I have on hand. I want to shoot for 64 gigabytes of DDR4 since I'm going to be running almost 100 terabytes of storage. I haven't decided what I'm running for an OS yet. If I run true NAS, then everything's all good. If I want to run ESXi, then I'm going to need a second RAID controller for the storage pool. Unless I do something silly and iSCSI my true NAS VM into my ESXi storage pool and then use that. I think that's gonna be stupid, so I think I'm gonna run true NAS. I can't make my mind up. But yeah, this is gonna be a total hack job to do. I did get lucky. Here we are. Of course, the previous owner was nice enough to throw away all the rails for the drives. But I did find some I could 3D print. I'm not super confident in the 3D printed rails I made. I didn't make them, I should say. I printed. I found them on Thingiverse. So, take the screw out, hopefully. I have to screw these in because my concern is, depending on how well the plastic holds up, if I use these as is, the only things keeping the drive in are those nubs. And I found that nubs like this historically are not very strong and tend to break. You do have this little lip. I wish this little lip was a little bit longer, maybe even all the way down. But there's a hole through the side there that lines up with these holes, so I think I'm just going to screw through if I go that route. But it'll be pretty hacky. I do not know with the front I/O here. Let's see. I don't think the front I/O is going to be able to reach because it needs to go all the way back there in the corner of the motherboard if I use the HP. Let's see if I can unscrew this twist tie. Figure out whichever one's the darn power button. And he's kind of all tied up here, apparently. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, those are for LEDs. I don't care about those. Yeah. Alright, so the power switch. Oh, wow. Actually, that will reach. This is not screwed in or mounted in any way whatsoever. Now I can go the nicer route. I have this gigabyte board. I don't know what it is. It's a GA-X99P-SLI. Fairly nice board. It's gonna give me less headaches. The bummer about this is, if this board dies on me, it's gonna be extremely expensive to replace. It's like a $200 board. But it would give me lots of room for upgradability, especially since it's also running a V4 Xeon. Or, well, it can run a V4 Xeon. It's actually running a 5870K, I think, i7. I mean, it's basically a Xeon. Basically be a V3 Xeon. But if the board ever dies on me, then I'm going to be in deep doo-doo. Also, I don't want to use this case because it's limited on drive base, and I'm missing one of the caddies, which kind of pisses me off. Oh, otherwise, well, not otherwise. So this motherboard would be going in that fractal case. I am missing one of the 8 caddies, which also makes me sad. Also missing the screws for the caddies, which, yeah, did a video on that. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe if I do a case, I do this case. PC case, that is. I could use this motherboard, but this motherboard only has limited expansion slots. So the X16 slot I could use for the rig controller, and then if I want to do 10 gig down the road, I have an X4, but I believe it's Gen 2, so debatable whether or not that could handle 10 gig. But right now it's basically a choice between the fractal case and the Rosewill case. So this is combination of these two is basically option 2. Option 3 involves me spending money. So I can buy a heatsink for this motherboard. That would be 4U server compatible. Or I could buy a completely different motherboard. But I don't know. I've already sunk a lot of money into this project, and all I bought was drives. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what people think. I won't be using this case just because it's not going to work. I really want to use that case or that case. Motherboard, I don't really want to use this, but I don't know. I think it'll work. But yeah, I don't know. Curious to see what you think would be the most interesting to watch. I don't even have a rack at the house is the other thing I guess worth mentioning. So, well, I don't have a rack that'll work for this. So that's kind of the other funny issue. But yeah, I don't know. Curious to see what people think and kind of go from there. So I guess thanks for watching. Let me know.